Why, hello everybody, I'm the Admiral, and we're back with another fantastic episode, slash, battle number 2. So again, OU, and as you can tell, I'm on the opposite side. I don't know why the replay did that this time, but it went ahead and it put me on the opposite side from where I'm actually, usually. I don't know, you're usually on the closer side, but let's go ahead and get started in this play. So I lead off with, I don't even remember anymore, he leads off with Jealous, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the hell out of there, go to Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn, frankly, doesn't get hit much by Jealous, and most it could do as well. So he switches to Volcarona, and I'm like, I'm going to get wrecked by that thing. I'm going to go to a Pokemon that can take a lot of damage, which is Gliscor. He goes ahead and he Quiver Dances up, which is not good for me. That is serious trouble. Toxic Orb activates, and now I'm at the point where I need to do something to it. Oh, I live one Fury Dance, and of course he gets a special attack raise, so I'm like, well, I went to him to get Toxic on that thing. If my Toxic had missed, I probably would have lost the game right there. But thankfully, Leech Seed missed, Toxic hits, that's great. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Protect just to get that Toxic damage getting up there. And he goes ahead and Fury Dances, so I'm like, okay, he's probably going to do that again, right? Which means that the smart play would be to go to Tentacruel. And because he's the special wall of his team, more or less. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head out to Tentacruel. I should be able to take a Fury Dance pretty well. I do. I take it for minus 36, but he gets another special attack boost. I'm like, well, this is not looking good. This match is just, it's not looking good for me so far. But there's a lot of match left. He goes with Hidden Power. Now, I don't know what type it is, but I feel like I speculated that it was Grass. And then I wondered, why would he have Grass if he could have Giga Drain? But I don't worry about that till after. So right now I'm set that it's Hidden Power Grass. That's important with my next move, so I'm like, okay, he's going to do that again, obviously. So I'm going to switch out to Ferrothorn. But I guess he saw that coming. Oh, there I go. That's not good. So it's turn 8, and my wall is down. Or one of my walls is down. I kind of got 3 walls on this team. I got him, I got Gliscor, and I got Tentacruel to go with my 3 attackers. So I'm like, well, the only other poke on my team that's definitely not going to get hit on this turn is the one that has Protect, so I'm going to go ahead and Protect with Gliscor just to make sure his Volcarona dies, and I don't take any more unnecessary damage because that thing already devastated a third of my, or half of my team. It did have to Gliscor. I'm pretty sure Tentacruel's sitting at about, I want to say like 50% now, and Ferrothorn's down. So he sends out a Cloyster. I'm like, well, that's not good, because I know exactly what it's going to do. I can't handle anything that it wants to do. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch to Scizor now, because, well, the best attack you could have on me is probably Razor Shell, maybe Rock Blast, depending on, yeah, and of course he's going to set up. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to get some damage on there. That did a lot more because he didn't have the White Herb, which mine doesn't carry either, so it's not a big deal. But he gets to 5-turn Rock Blast, obviously he has Skill Link, and even if he had gotten Wood Crit, I would have been able to live, but I'm locked into Bullet Punch. I get a useless crit there. He would have died anyway. So, crisis number 2 averted. Crisis number 1 was still a crisis. So I'm like, I'm not going to stay in and deal Bullet Punch to Ferrothorn. I'm going to wind up taking more damage from Iron Barbs. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch out to Gliscor. Now, the reason why I switched out to Gliscor is because 2 reasons. Number 1, I dodge a T-Wave on anybody on my team. Everybody else gets hit, and it basically kills everybody on my team except Tentacruel, and I just don't want to take any damage from him right now because he's low. So, right now, me and his Ferrothorn are in a heated battle. I'm gaining more health than he is per turn. He doesn't have Leech Seed. I guess he just doesn't carry it at all. But he does have Power Whip, and Power Whip is only doing 26 because Gliscor is pretty bulky defensively. I know I made mine that way. It's not an offensive poke. So I'm dealing more damage to him than he is to me, and I'm just going to keep damaging him. There's no reason for me not to. I mean, what's he going to do? He's going to set up spikes, and I'm like, that's a problem, because looking at my team, Cloyster gets ruined by spikes, Tentacruel, one more, he's dead coming in anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to him now because I have Rapid Spin, which is the other reason why he's on this team. So he goes in and sets up his second layer of spikes, and I'm like, haha, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of that now. Lol. And I paused it here because I made this play without knowing something that winds up coming to bite me in the ass immediately. Like this next turn, don't call me stupid, I just didn't know. I know now, I will never do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to Rapid Spin now. What I didn't know is that if you die on your rapid spin, for instance from Rocky Helmet or from Iron Barbs, it doesn't work. I don't know why that is, but it is. So I'm like, I knew he set up SR, and I'm like, why is your spike still up? And he's like, because if you die the same turn you use it, your spikes don't go away. And I'm like, well, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get a Will-O-Wisp on that thing, because I thought he was going to switch to Gyarados at that point, but he doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and have to switch back to the only poke that I can deal with that thing right now, and you guessed it, that's Gliscor. So I'm in a hole here. I mean, yeah, we're tied with the same number of pokes, but he's in a much better position. I dodged the Toxic, which is nice. Mine carries T-Wave just because I've got 2 pokes on my team that already know Toxic and Tentacruel and Gliscor, and I've got one that knows Will-O-Wisp now because I just realized I need something with burn on it. So I'm like, Chandelure, why not? It'll mess people up because, as you guys probably know, I have a Scarp Chandelure. And if you don't know, well, it comes up later in this video. I'll mention it when I get there. But at this point, I don't know why I have this habit of using Protect. I should have just gone for EQ because I know Pharaoh doesn't get priority moves. I did it just to be a troll. I mean, I would have gotten the Toxic boost anyway. Now I can't use Protect on this turn, so I have to switch. He's going to go to Starmie. And now here's where I make a good play. I knew that my Scizor was low enough that when I send it in, he's going to die immediately. So I use him as fodder. I dodged the Ice Beam, and that was a pretty good play on my part. I mean, that's a good use of Death Fodder on my part, so I'm glad I saved him. Chandelure comes in, and I knew he was going to survive. I had 59, I was going to get a quarter and a quarter, and Scarf Chandelure for the win. He was like, what? People actually use Scarf Chandelure? I was like, yup, he's got boss specs attack, and nobody ever sees it coming. And so, now here's where he makes an interesting play. I go ahead and Shadow Ball here, it does almost half, and he DDs. Now, I know I'm still going to be faster because Chandelure has a higher base speed than Gyarados, but pause. Now, I typed in chat, quote-unquote, fingers crossed for a crit. Because I knew if he kills me and I don't get a crit, that's GG, he sweeps the rest of my team. Because he's going to kill all my other folks in one hit, and guess what happens? LOL. Tax comes back for me. It kind of trolled me in the beginning, I didn't know that one rule, but Scarf Chandelure coming through, one test left, he's got a full health Jellicent. Obviously I can't take that out in one hit because he's tanky, but it doesn't matter because Clusher's going to be able to come in and kill it with Rock Blast, assuming it hits, which it does. So I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this fantastic battle. V6-0. Awesome dude, awesome fight. Loved it very much. Winds up being a 2-0 in my favor. And if you liked the video, if you liked the battle, please leave a like, comment down below, and check and be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all the rest of the stuff we're doing on this channel. And I will see you guys all later today with another fantastic episode of Single Elimination Meet Greet. Peace!